And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner on Wednesday, the 21st of December. Goodness me, we're getting close to Christmas, but we're still going, aren't we, Paul?
Yes, we sure are. Plenty of news coming out in the mining space too. So lots of activity going on this late into the period.
It never stops in mining, but we may have to stop and go and sing a few. Have you been singing a few carols?
I haven't actually, not yet, but will be.
Very good. All right, let's get going on the mining news then. Let's start with corporate client of VSA Capital, Caracal Gold.
Yes, indeed. That's a release of a scoping study here for the expansion of the gold mine and mill at Kilima Pesa in Kenya. And it came up with some robust economics here in this scoping study because it is in a major part based upon the gold price of $1,700 an ounce for initial 3-month period and then $1,650 an ounce for a remaining 10-year estimated life on resources. 114% internal rate of return and a 2-year payback anticipated here. All-in sustaining cash estimate of about $1,100 US per ounce, and to be generating about 12.6 million in first-year free cash flow. The key point I want to flag up here, I think, on this study is not only because it's so robust, in major part because of the difference in gold price at $1,700 or so, as opposed to when the prior management under Goldplat was considering this some years back now, when the gold price was only reliable around $1,200 an ounce. But the other key point is this is for estimated 24,000 ounces of annual average production, and that is double the size of the 12,000 ounces roughly that was the production capacity in the past about 8 years ago. So this will be a major mine expansion as far as this operation and its influence on the local community is concerned.
It does look like Robbie is really starting to get this going, doesn't it, actually? And it could be quite an exciting stock. So definitely one worth following. One maybe we need to go and visit. But let's keep going. Another VSA corporate client that we recently dual listed onto Aquis as well as being on the TSX, and that is Guanajuato Silver.
That's right. They have today released high-grade drilling results from exploration and development drilling on their newly acquired Topia mine operation that they picked up from Great Panther back several months ago now. Best intercept in the results that were released, but not the only high-grade one. This one being 1.15 meters true width at 3,100 grams per ton silver. So that's almost 100 ounces per ton. But the key point here on this one is that they have these results are continuing to extend both the grades within the current compliant resources at Topia, but also extends the strike and depth continuity on these various veins, La Prieta, Rosario, and Dos Amigos in that particular mine, such that we can expect probably a new resource estimate to come out not that many weeks off now, but certainly sometime next quarter. And they also announced that they'll be closing a first tranche of a $7.5 million fundraise today.
Well, then. Okay, I noticed also, Paul, it looks like Zimbabwe is going to stop the export of raw lithium ore. They want to obviously try and capture some of the processing within it, I guess. Do they? What's happening there, Paul?
Yes, because of the influence and the land rush, as it has been, you would call it that, with the Chinese in particular picking up the better spodumene and petalite pegmatite vein occurrences across Zimbabwe. They are, in fact, exporting all of that as more or less upgraded ore. It's not even concentrate because it's running well below what would be considered the average 6% content limit, down around toward 5.5% or even less for that matter. But it's all being exported. There is no upgrading facility in Zimbabwe, and the government is demonstrating that it is now keen to get that midstream chemicals concentration plant within Zimbabwe to capture that margin upside on lithium chemicals.
Well, it makes sense for Zimbabwe. So, but obviously, is there anyone in particular? I mean, Premier African Minerals, Prem, potentially gets a little bit caught up in that, does it, Paul? Or
yes, it does. It depends on how quickly somebody steps forward with the capital in order to locate a plant and build one in Zimbabwe. The Zulu project of Premier African would be otherwise delayed in its opportunity, essentially, to export concentrates to a different location within Africa, say into South Africa, for instance, for processing. So it would slow them down a little bit here, but it isn't a fatal flaw.
no, and the Chinese have already put up the money. So there you go, solves it pretty much, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anything else you want to quickly mention, Paul?
Yes, I have to say that Sigma Lithium, the TSX-listed Brazil spodumene mine developer, they have successfully commissioned the first phase of their mine there in Brazil. So you have to call Brazil now a commercial, sustainable producer of lithium for the first time in this current mining rush. And we also have to say, too, that Lithium Americas is to acquire Arena Minerals in order to secure Arena's land position to the northeast and east of Lithium Americas Pastos Grandes lithium brine play in Argentina. And that is the basin that was previously developed to compliant resources by former VSA client Millennial Lithium that was bought out more than a year ago now.
Okay, very good. Let's call it a day there, Paul. We'll keep going whilst there's news coming out. No stopping us at VSA, so we'll speak again tomorrow.
Very good. See you.